Broken girlfriend crying over champagne. Tonight I'd be the mysterious woman dining with the man who controlled Trevor's professional destiny. I arrived at Lumiere looking like I'd stepped off a magazine cover. The black dress I'd bought specifically for this occasion hugged every curve, and my hair fell in perfect waves over my shoulders. Jonathan was already seated at a prime table with a view of the entire restaurant, exactly where I'd requested when I'd called to confirm our reservation. "You look absolutely stunning," Jonathan said as I approached, standing to pull out my chair like the gentleman his expensive suit suggested he was. "Thank you, you clean up pretty well yourself." I settled into my seat and accepted the wine menu, my eyes casually scanning the restaurant's entrance. According to Jessica's latest Instagram story, she and Trevor would be arriving any minute for what she'd captioned as date night, at the most romantic restaurant in the city. We'd barely ordered appetizers when I spotted them. Trevor walked in wearing the same navy suit he'd worn to every important dinner we'd ever shared, his hand resting possessively on Jessica's lower back, as the hostess led them to their table. She looked beautiful in a red dress that was probably worth a month of her intern salary, clearly trying to impress the man she thought was her ticket to excitement and success. "That's interesting," Jonathan mused, following my gaze across the restaurant. "That's one of my sales managers, Trevor. Something doesn't usually frequent places this upscale on his salary." "Maybe it's a special occasion," I suggested innocently, taking a sip of the expensive wine Jonathan had ordered anniversary dinner. "Perhaps." The moment Trevor spotted us was absolutely delicious. I watched his face cycle through confusion, recognition and pure panic in the span of 3 seconds. His hand froze on Jessica's back, and I could practically see his mind racing to process what he was seeing. His girlfriend sitting across from his boss, laughing intimately over wine that cost more than Trevor made in a day. Jonathan, oblivious to the drama unfolding, waved Trevor over to our table. "Trevor, come say hello. I'd like you to meet Cassandra Monroe, a brilliant marketing consultant I've been telling you about." Trevor approached our table like a man walking to his execution, Jessica trailing behind with growing confusion written across her young face. Up close, I could see the sweat beading on Trevor's forehead, despite the restaurant's perfect temperature. "Mr. Hayes," Trevor managed, his voice strained. "I didn't expect to see you here tonight." "The pleasure's mine." Cassandra was just telling me about her innovative approach to consumer engagement strategies. Fascinating stuff, really. You should hear her ideas about integrated marketing campaigns. I smiled sweetly at Trevor, enjoying the way his jaw clenched when he realized I was discussing exactly the kind of advanced marketing concepts he'd always dismissed as too complicated. Whenever I'd tried to share my work with him, "Trevor and I actually know each other quite well, don't we, Trevor?" What happened next was better than any revenge fantasy I could have imagined. Trevor stood there like a deer in headlights while Jessica tugged at his sleeve, clearly confused about why her confident boyfriend had suddenly turned into a sweating, stammering mess. Jonathan, meanwhile, was completely captivated by our apparent connection. "You two know each other, how wonderful." Small world, isn't it? Jonathan's genuine enthusiasm made Trevor's panic even more delicious to watch. "Cassandra, I had no idea you knew anyone from our company. Trevor here is one of our most ambitious sales managers." "Oh, Trevor's very ambitious." I agreed, my voice dripping with double meaning. "He'll do absolutely anything to get ahead, isn't that right, Trevor?" Trevor's mouth opened and closed, like a fish gasping for air. Jessica was starting to piece together that something was seriously wrong, her eyes darting between Trevor's pale face and my perfectly composed smile. "Actually, Mr. Hayes," I continued, setting down my wine glass with deliberate precision, "I've been meaning to ask you about potential consulting opportunities with your company. I specialize in relationship marketing, building authentic connections between brands and consumers. Something tells me your marketing department could use some fresh perspective." Jonathan's eyes lit up with genuine interest. "Really, you know, we've been discussing the need for a senior marketing strategist, our current team as well. Let's just say they're still learning the ropes." He glanced meaningfully at Jessica, who I realized must be part of his marketing department. Would you be interested in discussing a position? We could certainly use someone with your expertise. The irony was perfect. Trevor had cancelled our anniversary for his career, and now I was about to leapfrog right over him in the corporate hierarchy. I'd be very interested in hearing more, I said, watching Trevor's face crumble in real time. Excellent, why don't you come in Monday morning? I'll introduce you to the team and we can discuss salary expectations. I have a feeling you're exactly what we need to shake things up. Trevor finally found his voice, though it came out as more of a croak. Mr. Hayes, perhaps we should let you get back to your dinner. Nonsense, this is perfect timing, Cassandra. I hope you don't mind me asking, but what's your background in consumer psychology? We've been struggling with our fourth quarter campaign. Targeting and traditional approaches just aren't cutting it anymore. For the next 20 minutes, I proceeded to dazzle Jonathan.